Welcome back, Know-It-Alls. Thanks for listening to the show, and as always, give us some feedback about what we are doing so we can make sure you're having a good time listening to us.
I'm back.
Good day, good day. Good day, sir. Ma'am. Sir? Ma'am?
Ma'am.
Ma'am? It is
I don't
ma'am.
even really, I don't
It
prefer ma'am.
it is ma'am. Yeah. Sorry,
How
I
about,
didn't want.
hi, April.
Oh, I guess April works. Yeah, I just didn't want to assume,
Yeah, you don't want to assume my gender.
which is a problem we have now with this assuming. I know that for some reason people get all like tightened bunches in their panties with that shit, but there's been so many times I've been out with a girl at a restaurant and the server comes behind me. And what you hear is, "Hey, ladies, you have any plans after dinner tonight?" And then I turn
Oh,
around.
serious. Oh, wow.
I turn around with my bearded face. I'm like, no, probably just going home to my kids. And then they are just like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry." I was like, you don't need to be. It's not like you punched me in the face or anything. You just saw my long hair and thought it was a girl, which, you know what? I understand that. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, you're not offended.
Not at all. I mean, you could have called me a dick sucking fuckface and I would have been like, meh. Uh, I don't agree, but I'm not mad at you. Like I don't get it. Anyway, that's a
Yeah,
problem we have these days. But there was a time way back when we didn't have those problems. So apparently, do you recall a time in the
I do.
1990s?
I do.
Yeah,
Greatest time ever.
it was the greatest time ever.
And
My
there's not much trace of it.
No, unfortunately, I mean, we have our memories, but we're gonna get old and it's gonna suck. But I did have a friend who had a lip balm in his pocket, and it had a big dinosaur head on the end. Like that's the cap was a big like a T-Rex. It was a Jurassic Park lip balm, but the thing is, it was called Jurassic Park flavored lip balm, and I think there should have been a comma somewhere in there, because I mean, you can have Jurassic Park comma flavored lip balm, but there wasn't a comma, it just said
Yeah.
Jurassic Park flavored. I was like, what the fuck does Jurassic Park
What
taste
would
like?
that taste like? Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, we
Like
talked
dinosaur poop?
maybe, or just like a lot
Like
of
jungle?
leafy jungle. I don't know, reptilian.
Yeah.
It was just cherry
Interesting.
flavored. It was cherry flavored, so I know there
Oh,
should have been a comma somewhere. But yeah, Jurassic Park flavored lip
right.
balm, which is probably the greatest 90s thing ever. And now the episode that we just started talking about needs to be over because we've already talked about the greatest fucking thing from the 90s. Jurassic Park
Oh,
flavored
but
lip
you're
balm.
missing so
All
much.
right.
You're
Enlighten me.
missing so much.
I'm getting old. I can't
Well,
remember shit.
let's talk about some prices of common items that people purchased back then.
Condoms.
And I mean, it might actually be different than a common list of items that people purchase now.
All right.
So a gallon of gas was $1.16. I
Wait, where
don't
do you
know what a gallon of
I was like,
gas
where
is
do you
right
live?
now. We don't go by gallon.
So wait, how
Dang
much was
it.
it?
Let's move on.
No, no, how much was it?
116 for
You said
what?
a dollar 16.
Yeah, for a gallon of gas. I
So
didn't do the conversion.
3.78 liters is a gallon. So what does that mean?
I
Does that mean
was just gonna move on.
you divide it by 3.78? So you said a dollar 16,
Yeah, divide that by 3.78.
31 cents a liter. That seems pretty low, doesn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, that's like I remember it being about 50 cents
Yeah, I remember a
a
gas war
liter.
when in the early 2000s when I lived in Abbotsford and every gas station was dropping it down to like 20 cents a liter. There was just cars lined up
Oh,
everywhere. It was amazing.
no doubt. Trucks with gas tanks in the back.
Yeah, tons of gas tanks. But yeah, you'd never see that. I don't think you'd ever see a gas station now saying everybody's charging $1.80. Why don't we drop it down to 50 cents and see what happens?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Can they do that?
I don't know how it works. It was weird that every gas station was doing it in Abbotsford. So it
Yeah,
can't
we've
be
had that here too.
it can't be government, right? Can it be government
Yeah,
regulated?
I don't know.
I don't know how gas prices work.
Yeah, we're supposed to have the answers for everything.
Oh, I mean, I do know how gas prices work, but it's going to be on the next episode. So you guys better
Yeah,
listen
we'll
up.
find out. Wow, that sounds like a boring episode.
It would be
Maybe we
kind
should
of
just pass on that.
what if we just release the episode, but it's only like 3 minutes long, just discussing.
Yeah, we could do some shorter ones,
We could.
some
Uh,
follow-ups.
well, what else do we have for prices that would kind of blow the mind?
A loaf of bread was between 70 cents and $1.
So how about you tell me the item and I will guess like Price is Right style,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah.
Using my expertise of not having to buy those things because I was still in high school, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay, so
I also lived right next to the
so
border, so I know my mom would always go
oh
down to the
yeah.
States for milk, bread, and eggs and gas because it was always cheaper.
Yeah.
So I guess it
Yeah,
could
I
have been that
remember going into the States. We'd
it
go
could have been that
shopping.
price for the gas in the States, and that's why my mom went down all the time, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. All right, so yeah, let's go. Go.
Yeah, because you probably weren't listening. A loaf of bread.
Hmm. And we only had like two types of bread. You had wheat and white.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
There
say
was
eight.
no rye.
Well, my grandma always had rye, but I think she had to go to the special like European bakery to get that shit.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm gonna say
Canadian
80
bakery.
cents a loaf.
Oh yeah, well you're right in there. It's between 70 cents to $1.
Okay.
Yeah. And now it's like $3 or $4.
Yeah, depending on the kind you get. I'm
Mhm.
glad my kids don't like the fancy shit with the nuts and the seeds and the every time I get it, they
I like
look at
that
it.
stuff.
Well, me too, but they look at it and they're like, I'm not eating that. It's like, all right,
And
more
you're
for
like,
me.
sweet, more for me.
I just put peanut butter and jam in Ziploc bags and say, enjoy. Done.
With a spoon,
No,
or not
not
a
even
spoon, a
because I wouldn't do
straw.
that. I wouldn't do that with bread. It's like, nope, sorry. No wonder I keep getting emails from their teachers. All right,
Okay, a
what?
dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs, $1.50.
87 cents to $1.
God damn it, Reggie Ray.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Like, oh, what was it the last time I bought eggs? Like $6, seven,
yeah,
six
four
or
ninety nine
seven
or
bucks?
something at the bigger stores, and then more money at the smaller stores.
Yeah.
When I was in Ireland last year, we were driving through all like the farmlands, and I thought it was amazing because there was like long driveways to the houses from the main road, and we passed this one house, and it said Thursday free eggs, and they had like a bassinet out front, and I guess they had so many chickens they were just giving away eggs
Mm.
on Thursdays,
Wow, yeah.
and I was like, this is fucking
Oh,
amazing,
wow.
right? Amazing.
Yeah, I have a friend who has chickens, and like by the end of the week, she's like, we eat eggs every day and we still have a ton left over.
That's
So I told
awesome.
her, sell them, sell them.
I,
Yeah, I
I
guess.
Before COVID, I used to buy my eggs from a farmer out here. And then when COVID started, she just stopped coming into town to visit people.
Yeah.
And I never texted her again. I probably should because I'd rather buy the farm fresh eggs than the supermarket
Hmm.
eggs.
Yeah.
And you know the weird thing
I-
in Europe, the eggs are left outside. They're not refrigerated.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're not washed,
Yeah.
like they come out and there's this protective layer. So if you don't wash that on, you can, or don't, what? If you
Yes.
don't wash that off, I'm Englishing
It
tonight.
doesn't
If
sound
you don't
like it.
wash that off, they'll last for quite a while, just left out. But if you wash that coating off, which usually happens when they're packaged for a grocery store,
See,
then you have to refrigerate them because that protective layer is gone.
Europe knows what's up.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so a gallon of milk.
I'm gonna guess it's probably the same price as a gallon of gas. No, more than a gallon of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with
Mm-hmm.
let's go with $2.50.
Oh, you're dead on.
Really?
Dead on. Ding, ding, ding. I
Nice.
don't know what you won.
I want a gallon of gas from 1990.
Yeah, a gallon of milk is $2.50.
Hmm.
I don't buy milk because I am lactose intolerant.
I'd buy a
So
lot of
I don't know
milk.
how much it is.
Yeah, it's about $6 a jug, like the big jugs.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
kind of pisses me off. So, uh, my kids and their mom and myself, we split the kids like 50-50. I buy the big jugs of milk and I'm running out every 3 days. She buys the small 1 liter like carton of milk and she says she's throwing it out after 2 weeks. So I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening in my house, but apparently my kids drink a fuckload of milk when they're here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's expired in her fridge, so they don't want to drink it, and that's why it's still sitting there.
I don't know. She says it pisses her off that she's throwing it away. I was like, my
Oh,
son
but
eats
she
like
throws it away, yeah.
2 bowls of cereal in the morning, and for every meal he wants a glass of milk.
Mm.
Even with his cereal, he wants a glass of milk to drink, even though he gets milk in the bowl after he eats his cereal.
She's just pouring Coke in there.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, how would that taste?
Or juice,
Probably
orange
pretty good.
juice,
Would it taste good?
Coke and cereal.
Well, I mean, like they make Terry's
Hmm.
chocolate orange. So, I mean, Cocoa Puffs and orange juice probably taste like that.
Oh, I've never thought of trying different liquids with cereal.
A couple years ago, I went down to the States and they had a chicken and waffles cereal, right? And you would think that it's just like they were shaped like little chickens and little waffles. Those are the pieces. And you're like, this probably just tastes like maple syrup. So I grabbed the little
Yeah.
waffle piece and I ate it dry, crunched it. I was like, yep, tastes like a waffle. I grabbed the chicken piece. Yep, tastes like thyme and poultry. That that's going to be really
Really?
awkward in a bowl. So then I poured myself a bowl with the milk and I ate the whole bowl and I just sat there thinking to myself, well, now what? Because I know I'm not going to eat any more of this cereal. But
Oh,
the
that's
the person I was
that's a
eating
lot
it
of
with,
thought put into
per-
the cereal.
the person I was eating it with said, "Hey, why don't you just grind it up in your coffee grinder and turn it into like batter for like chicken strips?" And I did, and it was fucking amazing.
Okay, that would be good. Yeah,
Yep,
that bit of sweet in there.
yep, it was really good.
Mm.
It was terrible as a cereal, amazing as a batter for chicken strips.
You need to talk to them. Let them know you're missing out on a huge market.
Yeah, but every time I think about that, I know somebody's going to make fucking millions and I'm going to be left behind. Like about
Yeah.
10 years ago, I was
Well, they do have the recipe.
like 10 years ago in the morning after I ate my cereal, I looked down at my bowl and I had Fruit Loops and I drank it and I was like, this tastes so good. And when you drink Frosted Flakes milk, it tastes so good. There needs to be a way for these cereal companies to sell like Frosted Flake flavored milk or Fruit Loops flavored milk or Lucky Charms flavored milk. Can you imagine getting a bowl of Lucky Charms with a gallon of like Lucky Charms flavored milk? It would be amazing.
That'd be
And
a
guess
lot.
guess what I saw in San Francisco last week?
No way.
I saw,
Well,
like
it's
milk,
only in the States.
like milk to go, those smaller milks that you get at gas stations.
Yeah.
Milk to go,
Yeah.
Fruit Loops milk.
Nice.
So,
Think
I
it'll
mean,
come to Canada?
I have no idea. All I know is that it came out of my head, and I know someone must have listened to me, and someone's making money. It's
Well,
killing
don't
me.
you know this is all about you?
I know.
All of
Isn't
this,
everything?
everything, like it's the Clay Show
Fuck yeah.
instead of the Truman Show.
Wait, I'm not in charge of anything then, right?
No.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That's way different than how I live my life.
Yeah.
I'd know that. Hmm.
Well, maybe you'll start living differently now.
Yeah, I will. All right. So we got milk, eggs, bread, gas.
A pound of ground beef.
Oh, fuck, man. I used to pay 99 cents for a pound of ground beef when I was in college. So I would say 80 cents.
No, it was $1.50.
Really? Because the round
Yeah.
chubs, like not the sealed ones in the styrofoam, but the round ones in the plastic tube. It looks like a tube.
Tube. Yeah.
Those would be like $1.
Yeah.
Unless that was the low quality
It's
shit.
still cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe this is like lean ground beef.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
This sounds more like lean ground beef.
Yeah. And I don't want that lean shit. I want oily. I'm a man.
I
We need
like
that.
just not the regular, but kind of in between. Not extra lean,
I usually get
just kind of
regular.
lean. I usually get pork.
Hmm. Like for like chili and like meatballs and stuff, or
Yep.
hmm.
Yeah, I like ground pork. I don't know. I'm not really a big meat eater. I don't eat a lot of meat, period. I still eat some. I really like seafood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
know that.
Oh, well, you do now,
I do
but
now.
you won't remember.
No, I'm a moron.
Don't say that,
See what?
that you're a moron.
I said I was a moron?
Wow. Yeah,
Wait,
you did.
wait, what's happening?
Are you being serious right now?
No, I'm not being serious. I heard
Okay.
all of it.
Okay, I thought you were just, I'm like, wow, you don't even listen to yourself.
I listen to myself more than I listen to anybody else because I know I'll be right that way. Everything will
A
work out
movie
for me.
ticket.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
what?
everything always does. Everything always works out for Clay.
Right?
That's your life motto,
I
right?
know. And
You
it'll
you should get that tattooed on your
anything,
butt or something.
anywhere.
But it's a good fucking attitude to have.
Yeah.
That you go into a situation, no matter how tough it is, thinking this is going to work out, and it'll
And
work out.
and it does.
And it does. That's why I like hanging out with you.
Like the time I went to that AIDS orgy and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wrap up. This is all work out for Clay. And guess what?
What?
I haven't got tested yet, but I'm pretty sure it's all gonna work out for Clay.
You just did oral.
Well, it does please me to do that. So yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
back to the 90s.
Um, yeah, back to the 90s. Oh, I wish. A movie ticket. How much did it
Mm,
cost to get into a movie? Oh, it's a good one.
$6.
$4 to $6.
Nice.
I haven't been to a movie in like a good few years, like
Oh,
to an actual movie theater.
I went 2 nights ago. I took my daughter to Scream because she's obsessed with fucking Scream. So
Oh, the new one, right?
yeah.
How much was the ticket?
12.75 for
How
each one
much
of
was
us.
popcorn?
Like $10 for a large popcorn.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nope, this is
Usually it's like a
it's not a
hundred
big chain.
dollars to uh yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
hundred dollars to go to the movies with me and my two kids.
Yeah, my daughter wanted me to take her to a movie around Christmas time, but she had two friends over. So she's like, "Hey, will you take all three of us to the movies?" And all I thought was like, "Well, I mean, the bank is closed, so how am I going to get a loan for this? But you know what? Fuck it, let's see what happens." And I was like, "What are we going to watch?" She's like, "Violent Night." I was like, "I don't even know what the fuck that is." So I went there. So she's 14, her friends are 13 and 12, and I'm paying for the tickets, which was like they're all considered adults at 12 now. 12 at the movie theater is considered an adult. Awesome, right?
Wow. Way
So I'm
to
buying
get more money.
three movie tickets at like, 12.75 each, and then they each want a medium drink, and they each want a medium popcorn. And the whole time I'm thinking like, I don't even know what the fuck this movie is. And then while I'm buying the
Yeah.
tickets, the person working is like, are they allowed to go to this? And I was like, I don't know. Are they? They go, are you their guardian? I go,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I'm the parent of that one, and technically I'm watching those two right now. What's this about? They go, well, it's called Violent Night. I go, yeah, but I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what violence means, but I don't know. It's about Santa, isn't it? And they go, well, yeah, Santa's in it, but it was like 14A or maybe 17A. And the 12-year-old's like, yeah, don't worry about it, Tegan's dad. I'm allowed to watch gory stuff. It's fine. I go, and there you have it. The 12-year-old says it's okay, so we're gonna go. And the first like 10 minutes was just Santa sitting on a bar drinking. And I was like, I can't fucking believe I'm watching this shit. And then 3 minutes after that, he's beating people with a bat with their heads exploding against the ground. He's stabbing people. Blood is everywhere. I'm just like, all right, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen. And I was just on pins and needles for the next hour and a half, loving the shit out of it. And it was fucking amazing. It was so much fun.
Yeah. I haven't heard of it.
That's what I thought when I took them. I was like, I don't know what this is. Sir, are they allowed
It
to
sounds
go?
like my kind of movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Apparently Santa used to be a Viking and then somehow he became Santa after he died. And he came back as a very violent alcoholic Santa. Yeah.
Wow.
Santa had his like jacket ripped off. He's got all these Nordic tattoos on. He gets a chainsaw. He's cutting people up. He gets an axe. He's killing people. It's amazing. It is so
Was
fucking
he
good.
hot?
It's David Harbour. So the guy from Stranger Things, Hopper. Do you watch Stranger Things?
I'm like here, I'm in a mode tonight where I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things.
Did you watch the Black Widow movie?
No.
Did you watch the last Hellboy movie?
No.
All right. No, I got nothing. David Harbour.
Yeah, that's okay. We can
He's
just skip
he's
it.
in the new movie. He's the ghost in I Think We Have a Ghost.
Okay,
It's gonna be on
David
Netflix.
Harbour. Oh,
Anyway,
okay, I've seen that, but I haven't watched it, but I saw it on
okay.
Netflix. Okay,
So
let's
yeah,
move on.
he was Santa.
Yeah. So a paperback book.
I don't know,
So like this definitely speaks of the time.
12.95.
I'm sure people still buy books.
Well,
$6.
so I went to a science fair with my kid today. Speaking
Mm.
of speaking of books, and he had to do a little like a treasure hunt. So he had to go to like every one of the tables and do a project, and they'd give him a stamp. And once he had all the stamps on the full page, he'd have to go to like the marketplace, and he could pick a book to take home for free. Because apparently he learned something while he was there, so they're going to reward him by making him read. And there's a table
Learn
behind the
more?
book. There's a table behind the books that has like sticker sheets and like erasers. And he kept going to that table. I was
Mm.
like, dude, we did not spend an hour and a half here, so you could go home with a sticker sheet that I can get from a gumball machine for 25 cents. You're gonna get a book. You're gonna get the biggest, heaviest book that they have here because I want to know my time was worth it. And he kept going back to the table. I was like, I'm taking your ticket and we're leaving. Like, you're not gonna get a fucking sticker sheet for like little
And an
stars,
eraser.
right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, he picked a book and it's all about the human body. So it's scientific and it's helpful. So it's good. And it was the
Mm.
biggest, heaviest book there. He was really mad because all the books seemed to be geared towards little girls solving mysteries and little girls doing science experiments. So I made him grab the scientific book. Only because he was
Yeah.
mad.
That teaches you about humans,
Hopefully.
right?
I hope it does. And he got to take home a
Yeah.
catapult. So it's a build your own
Oh.
catapult out of like popsicle sticks and a spoon in a bag.
Oh God, I just pictured a big one in your
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
awesome.
sweet.
That's what we need. We didn't stay here for an hour and a half for you to go home with a fucking book, asshole. Take the catapult. Right?
Catapult into the hot tub.
Yeah, learn real math. Here we go. Learn angles. Done. Learn your trigonometry. Let's go. Dad, I'm 9. Shut up. Yeah. I don't treat them that way. I mean, I do give them peanut butter jam and Ziploc bags, but whatever. That's their fault.
Oh, with the straw they can puncture the side with.
Yeah, but they don't get
Just-
that. They don't deserve that.
No straw. No, they have to use their fingers. Like, what is that on Friends? Butterfingers? Peanut butter fingers.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. No, the teachers would hate me. God damn, I'd have so many emails. So we got
Social services would be visiting your door.
paperback books.
We have some
$6.
questions for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, $6 for a paperback. No, I mean a lot of people. I have a Kindle, so I buy ebooks.
Yeah.
Or I listen to books. But books are good for kids.
Are
Like I
they
have a shitload of kids' books
like for you or for the kids?
for the kids.
Okay.
I
Are they
read them
about
already.
Are they about little girls solving mysteries or doing science projects? Because that's a lot of the books I saw today.
No.
I don't really have any books. I bought some Jason Bourne novels. I read those. Sometimes I buy autobiographies of people to read just because I think it's interesting. And I wonder if my life could ever be an
Yeah.
autobiography. And the answer is yes, obviously.
Yeah, it will be.
I hope so. Chapter 1, peanut butter and jam in a Ziploc bag.
How much was a new car in the 90s?
Oh, I know like Hondas were like 21 grand, 19 grand for like a four-door Honda Accord. I remember that.
Yeah, between ten to $20,000 for a new
Yep.
car.
And now it's starting at like 35 up to 90. Unless you want like
Yeah.
a Tesla or something else, but
hmm Yeah. How much was a gallon of orange juice? Here we go, gallons again.
oh wait, what if these are
Gallon of
US?
orange
Think these are
juice.
US prices?
It's all US. Yeah, it must be US.
Gallon of orange juice. Dollar 75.
250.
So it's the same as milk. Interesting. And less than
Same as
gas.
milk. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
nuts, hey?
now the gas is definitely more than the milk.
Last on the list is a pack of cigarettes.
Ooh, fuck. I used to go to the corner store to buy my cigarettes for my mom. I believe it was, oh, we were talking about US. I'm gonna say $3 a pack.
Yeah, yeah. Three
Because yeah,
bucks.
because yeah, it was about 4.50 or $5 in Canada for a 20
Yeah,
pack.
I remember spending $5. Yeah, $5. And I usually bummed the money to to buy the cigarettes.
Oh, so it didn't cost you anything other than maybe,
No,
I don't know, nothing.
cost me nothing except having to ask people for money. But I was really generous with them. I'd give them away because
So
they were
you
free.
so you would borrow the money to buy smokes and then give them away, only to need to go buy
Not all
borrow
of them.
borrow more money to
Yeah, it
buy
was
more
like,
smokes.
yeah, it was like a weird cycle, like every day or every other day. Maybe it was something I did for entertainment. I don't
Hmm.
know. So a pack of cigarettes, yes, a pack of cigarettes was between $1.50 and $3.
I wonder where the shitty ones, how bad they were to be $1.50. I don't smoke,
Like
so I
the
have no idea.
exporte, like green or whatever.
No, yeah, I have no. What's the difference? I have no idea. To me, they just look the same and they
Yeah.
smell the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember, but I think they tasted different.
Hmm.
Like more pretty or more smooth.
How about menthols?
But there wasn't that much of a difference. Menthols, I never smoked menthols.
It would probably make sense to buy the cheaper cigarettes then, right? If it didn't really make that big of a difference. But now what do cigarettes cost?
I
Like,
bought whatever was the cheapest.
what do they cost now? Any idea?
About like I think it's like $27 for a pack.
Are you fucking kidding me?
25 to 27. Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Jesus.
And like I think they have a lot more taxes on them now than they did back then too.
The
Yeah,
government
it's
just,
crazy, hey?
yeah, I remember like $5 a pack.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a massive like upsell. Like we're talking about milk and gas and bread and stuff, and it hasn't increased that much. Cars are up 100%, bread is up 150%, milk is up 120%, cigarettes are up 400%.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
But there was I think a lot of that had to do with trying to dissuade people. No, that's not the word. Just trying to, I don't know, I'm going blank here. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, you're trying to get people to not smoke, right?
Deter. That's the word.
But the
Try
the
to
the
deter people.
the
Try to
companies
deter people from smoking.
the companies that
And
own this.
yeah, like there's a lot more taxes on them.
So do you think the companies are actually making good money from it, or all the money's going to taxes to the government for it? Because if that's the case, the government
Well,
should still want
it's
you to
the
smoke.
consumer that's paying all the taxes.
Yeah, but then the government
Uh,
should love that.
the government, does the government have a lot to do with, like they did with liquor before they got out of liquor? Do they have a lot to do with smoking, tobacco products?
I have no idea. Like they made regulations where you had to put those pictures of like, dead babies and dirty lungs and shit to make you to
Yeah,
stop smoke.
yeah.
But I mean, if the government's doing that and less people smoke, they're making less tax money. So then they logically shouldn't want you to quit smoking. Maybe in Canada they do
Oh, I
because
see where you're
healthcare is
going.
paid for by the
Yeah.
government, right? But in the States, they're just like,
Yeah.
oh no, man, keep
We
selling
want
cigarettes.
everyone healthy.
Right, yeah, because they don't want to pay for that
Yeah.
shit. it's going to cost way more to fix that person than it is to, yeah, that must be a massive difference in the States because the cigarette companies aren't going to want you to quit. The government logically shouldn't want you to quit if they're making taxes from it. So who the fuck is making people put on pictures of dead babies and disgusting lungs on a cigarette package?
It's supposed to save lives, make you rethink your choices.
Hmm.
I don't know. Does the government care about lives?
Care about who?
About lives?
No. Well, I mean, the more of us that are working means more taxes paid to the government. But the older we get, if there's too many of us, the burden on your pension and your health, where they have to pay for stuff they don't want to pay for. But they need as many people as possible to be working to pay taxes. I mean, that's why they don't come down on billionaires, because billionaires employ hundreds of thousands of people, and those hundreds of thousands of people pay their maximum taxes. So you're not gonna hit Bill Gates with a massive tax for being a billionaire, because then he's going to start to shut down companies and lay people off and find robots to do the work. And the government makes way less tax money that way. They want the rich people to stay rich so that they keep employing more and more and more and more and more people to collect more and more and more and more taxes. Wait, is this still about the 90s?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a really interesting
Right?
cycle there.
Yeah. Start talking about the 90s, end up talking about Bill Gates getting taxed. A little weird. A little weird.
Well, let's talk about some things that you experienced as a young person or a teenager in the 90s. Do you remember using a pager to communicate with your friends?
I had a pager, but I wasn't communicating with friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like a 6-month.
You were a doctor.
I was a doctor. Yes, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, yes, ma'am. We talked about this. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. April. Remember, we settled on April.
Okay.
Yeah, you forgot that part.
Obviously. So yeah, I had a pager. You?
No, I was too poor.
Should have been a doctor.
I know. Jeez. Do you remember listening to music on a portable CD player or a Walkman?
I did have a radio, but not a Walkman. I remember my dad gave me a radio. It clips on your belt, just plays radio stations. And then I never had a Walkman. Yeah. Well, that's not true. I got a Walkman after I had a Discman. So I had a Discman, and then I won a Walkman at the last episode that they filmed of the X-Files in Vancouver. It was like a public event. We all went into GM Place. We all got tickets, and we got to watch a chess match going on down in the middle. And then they drew numbers out of a hat based off of people's tickets, and my number got drawn, and I got to go down there, and Chris Carter, I think, like the creator of X-Files, handed me a Sony Walkman. That was my prize. And I was like, all right, this is cool.
Wow.
But I already had a Discman. I was like, all right, thanks.
Yeah, but the Discman, it always skipped.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not keeping
I found it skipped.
Yeah, you're not keeping it upright or flat, right? It's vertical. It's like,
I was walking around with it.
Right? Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, they must have made billions off that.
Oh yeah.
iPhones are way more convenient.
Yeah, and way more expensive.
True, but they do everything.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're about, I don't know, $1,100.
Yeah. It's been a while since I bought a phone, Going on 5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine usually lasts about 4 or 5 years. I don't get a new one very often.
Well, no, it won't update, so. It's really just good as the phone. I can't really use any of the apps anymore because they all need to be updated.
Well, as long as the Pornhub app works, that's all I need on my phone. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still
an app.
No, my iPad is so old that Pornhub doesn't load videos, but I mean, other porn sites do. But Pornhub and YouTube don't work on my iPad anymore. Just a blank screen.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like, we're sick of this shit.
yeah.
Sick of it. I don't
Not
want
that
to
I
play this for you anymore.
not that I watch porn. I'm just saying, if you were to watch porn, my old iPad wouldn't play it. Just in case.
If you wanted to,
Yeah,
you
if you
wouldn't be able to use it.
absolutely. Or if I needed to, right? There's definitely a difference between want
Yeah.
and need.
Yeah. Do you remember having to sit really close to the TV to watch Saturday morning cartoons, MTV, or the O.J. Simpson's low speed car chase and subsequent trial play out on live TV?
Hmm. OJ was happening when I was in college. I remember that. And I do remember sitting in front of the TV. Obviously, we didn't have a remote,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we just didn't. I remember
Two stations.
my uncle had the first remote I ever saw, and it was attached to the fucking TV. It was with a wire.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God, I never saw that.
yeah, so he had it. Yeah, it wasn't
It had a
wireless.
cord.
It had a
Oh,
cord,
that's so weird.
right?
Did
So
it like plug in somewhere or was
I don't
it
know.
just
I was a little kid.
permanently?
I was a little kid. I'm assuming
Uh,
it plugged in somewhere. Wait, no, that doesn't make
wow,
sense. Like they didn't have USB ports or anything, and it wouldn't have worked with an audio plugged. My guess it was permanently attached.
permanently, probably. Oh, wow, I never saw those.
Oh, what would happen if you snapped the cord? That'd be fucked
Yeah,
up.
that's it. Well,
Weird.
hopefully there was still the channel changers on the actual TV.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. I think it's really weird. I've never thought about that until right now. That I remember my uncle having a corded remote control for his TV. And my friend Mark
Yeah,
had a
that's
really
wild.
weird thing. My friend Mark, with his TV, I don't know why it worked like this. And I've just thought about right now, this happened like 30 years ago. But if you did kissy noises into the TV, the channel would change up or down. You couldn't choose. You would just go, and the TV would change channels up or down, like by one. And you'd be like, and you change two channels. I don't remember what the reason was or why. Super fucked up. How do you even discover that?
How? How? Yeah,
Well, maybe
that's weird.
he was making out with his brother or something, or some random dude, and all of a sudden the TV
Or the
starts
back
changing.
of his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I still do that because I can't get laid, right? So I'm constantly practicing on the back of my hand, and it's built up quite the callus. Let me tell you.
Just like a lip shaped circle on your.
Yeah, but no, MTV. I didn't get MTV. I only had two
Oh,
channels.
yeah.
Did you watch a lot of MTV?
MTV or Much Music.
I watched a lot of Much Music,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah, I
MTV.
remember a lot of Much Music.
I didn't watch MTV till later on in life when I was doing road trips down to the States and it was fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, it
There
was really big in the States. Yeah, it was the
there was a
States.
there was a time in the early 2000s where MTV was starting their reality TV. Like it was like the precursor to the world of TV we know now. But like,
Yeah.
right? There's so much reality TV. Ashley Simpson had a show, Nick and whatever Simpson had a show,
Simpson. Yeah.
Bam Margera had a show, the Jackass guys had a show. There was Road Rules and there was the real life. What was it called when they lived in a city? The
Real
the
World.
real world. Oh my God. So
Yeah.
many
That's what
cities,
started reality TV was Real World.
right?
Like that was the beginning of reality TV.
And it's weird how big
I don't
reality
know if
TV
it's
is now.
unfortunate or not. Like there's been some pretty bad reality TV,
I can't
but
stand it.
there's some that it just gets you and you're hooked.
I can't watch any of it. Like even 3 minutes of it, and I want to fucking shoot myself. I fucking
It's
hate
pretty
it.
dramatic.
I hate it. Like I hate that. Let me rephrase that. I hate that people think it's real. That's what I hate. I don't hate that reality
Oh
TV
yeah.
exists. I hate that there's people
Does
who think that it's real.
do people still think it's real though? Like at this point, you
Stupid
got to
people
know
do.
it's all the producers, it's scripted. It's oh, you're going to meet up with this person today and have coffee and you're going to talk about this.
Yeah, at the end of the episode, you see episode written by staff writers, and you're like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Tommy Lee Goes to College? Tommy Lee went back to
Oh,
university
kind of.
in reality TV land.
Yeah. Just I barely remember, but yeah.
I just remember watching it with a friend, and he's like, "Oh, this is so cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I like Tommy Lee, but I mean, it's not real." He's like, "What do you mean it's not real?" I go, "Tommy Lee is laying on a bed, snoring, and what the cameraman is just watching him sleep all night, just waiting for him to wake up. The cameraman is there. As soon as Tommy Lee wakes up, the camera starts moving around. So that means it was attached to a human. So what, the guy just
Yeah,
slept in Tommy Lee's dorm room at night waiting for him to wake up? Fuck off, man. It's
just
not real.
in a chair in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, two channels. Cartoons in the morning was like the cartoons started so early. Like I remember getting up at like 6:30 to watch cartoons from 7 o'clock to like 11. And then there was
Mm,
nothing for a couple hours, and then there was an afternoon of cartoons.
mm. I didn't know about the afternoon of cartoons. We
Oh
were
yeah.
probably out doing chores and stuff like that. But I remember being the only one up Saturday morning, like 6, 7 o'clock, watching as many cartoons as I could before someone else got up
Did you have
and
favorites?
needed the TV. I don't really remember.
Oh, I still remember all my
I don't
favorites.
remember.
And none of them hold up. Let me tell you. If you watch it on YouTube now or you watch it on Disney Plus, it does not hold up.
No,
No, not at all. Dungeons and
it's not as
Dragons,
good as.
Gargoyles holds up. Disney's Gargoyles still holds up.
Oh, okay, I remember that one.
And
Yeah,
Batman the Animated Series holds up. But that's like to me pinnacle of cartoon.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
my
I
kid,
remember like Gummy Bears, My Little
oh,
Pony, stuff like that. What is that? Shira?
Shira, yeah.
Shira, yeah.
The new My Little Pony stuff was pretty
Hercules.
good. Like my kid was into My Little Ponies like 7 years ago. And the cartoons are good. I would sit there and actually be entertained by watching them with her.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I
then
watched a few as well.
they had one called Equestrian Girls, where the My Little Ponies got turned into humans, but they still looked like the ponies, so they were still the same color, they still had the same hair, but they were humans. And then they
Yeah.
started making dolls of those. So then my kid had to get all those. So
Mhm.
not only did she have the My Little Pony, she needed the teenage version of like the humanoid My Little Pony. God
Right.
damn, it's so much money spent. Thank
Yeah,
God,
that's good marketing, hey?
thank God porn is free because my God, the money I would have wasted on that. My kid would not have had any My Little Ponies. Not one.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing to play with. Okay. Do you remember sporting your flannel shirt, baggy jeans, or wearing colorful windbreakers and bright neon clothing? And you're headed to Blockbuster to rent movies.
I did wear my plaid, my flannel, but like tied around my
Hmm.
waist with my ripped jeans,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Axl Rose
With the
style. Oh yeah,
boxers sticking out the top,
obviously. Obviously.
baggy t-shirt.
As for Blockbuster, I mean, we had a video store in my hometown, but no Blockbuster. I do remember line up at Blockbuster and being really pissed off. Or Rogers Video. Do you remember Rogers?
Yeah, Rogers. Yeah. Yeah, I
And
remember Rogers.
mm,
I went to Blockbuster a lot.
did Blockbuster have a little back room like Rogers did behind the black curtain that had the adult videos?
I don't know, but I do remember the one in Rogers.
Yeah, I rented.
Had
I rented
had
a.
like beads hanging.
I'm not gonna lie, I rented at least one or two movies from there in my time.
Yeah.
Man, kids.
No, I didn't. I was dating someone at the time, and I don't know if he just wasn't comfortable with it, but we didn't watch stuff like that until after we got married.
Hmm. I mean, I still watch stuff like that. Unfortunately, I can't go pick it up at a video store.
Yeah, but you don't need to. It's so much more convenient.
Oh my God, I could be watching it right now while I'm recording this.
I thought you were.
No, well, you can't see my hands. Perhaps I am. Perhaps I am.
I see a reflection in the background there.
Shit.
Did
Hey, why is he watching movies with all men? That's really weird.
you
Yeah.
ever have a virtual pet, like a Tamagotchi?
No, I like things to be real.
No.
You?
Oh yeah, right. We discussed that about reality TV. No, no, we were too poor. I didn't have stuff like that. But I remember they were huge and they would die or run away, and then people would just be heartbroken.
So what was it like a digital like a ball with like a digital screen and you had to like take care of a dog or something or
It was like a little round, it looked like a keychain almost, like the
okay.
size of a keychain. It was just small. Yeah, it had a little screen.
So
And
the
you'd have to
screen was
feed
the.
it and water it and play with it,
It sounds like a lot of work.
whatever. Yeah,
I mean,
that's why they would die
I
or
have to
run
do that with
away.
my kids from time to time, and it just seems exhausting. I should take a page out of my dad's book and just like leave. How easy would that have
Peace
been?
out.
How easy would that be to have
Well,
no
ask him.
responsibility? I can't. He's not
Ask
around.
him. You know,
He's not around
oh, he's not
anymore.
around. Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, do you remember the arcade?
I do
Going and
remember the
playing
arcade.
pinball, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. And then you go home and play Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's just video games, video games. I liked pinball.
Pinball. I always found it so lame. Something from like the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know?
Yeah,
I need a little bit more
yeah.
excitement. I need some guns and maybe some bitch slapping and, you know, ninja moves
The
or
Mortal
something.
Kombat. You were a Mortal Kombat guy or Street Fighter?
Street Fighter. I would say
Yeah.
99% over Mortal Kombat. And the only reason being is while you're playing Street Fighter, you can hold back on your controller and it blocks. Whereas Mortal Kombat, you have to press a
Mm.
button to block. It just seemed like too much work.
Yeah.
Although I did like the finishing moves where they, rip out spines and hold beating hearts in their hand.
Finish him.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I would like to do that in real life, but I don't want to go to prison. And I also don't want to go to training to learn how to do that because that seems like a lot of work. I guess if I beat up little kids, it might be easy, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can't do that.
How many little kids do you think you could beat up at once in like a boxing match? Let's say you're in a ring, they're 8 years old, and they all have boxing gloves. You can't kick them, you can only punch them. How
People
many?
that size, I don't know. Look, I'm like 120 pounds.
So you,
One, two.
you think two of them?
But I'd probably just make friends with them and not fight.
Oh my God, worst boxing match ever.
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody paying for that and you guys hug and then walk out together?
Maybe
How,
kiss a little. No, they're kids. Fuck.
how dare you?
Jeez.
Well, pretend
Don't
you're a
like where
kid.
this is going.
Yeah, but do you identify as an
Yeah,
adult or do you identify as a child?
like a teenager.
Oh, I still think you can't make out with kids if you're a teenager. Sorry.
No, you can't. You
Well, I
can
mean,
never make out with kids,
not in this
ever.
country.
Even kids shouldn't make out with kids.
I mean, I guess in the Middle East, maybe you could own the children and then they're your property. You can do whatever you want with them. Is that a thing? Is
You
that a
can
thing?
still do that there?
I have no
No,
idea.
that's slavery, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never been. But I mean, if it was like that, I'd probably go and pick up a couple things at the thrift store or something. And if I bring them back to Canada, can I say, hey, I bought these people in the Middle East? They're my property. Are you allowed to say that in Canada? Or would they be like, nah, we
Hmm.
don't believe in that?
They'd be like, right to jail.
Hmm. I don't want to go to jail because then I'm going to become someone else's property. And I, I'm
You'd only
fucking,
be the bitch for a little while. You'd win
I,
them all over.
I hope so. But what if I won them over, but instead of like hardcore penetrating me, they would make sweet, sweet love to me like I was their partner. That's how I won them over.
Yeah, with respect and
Respect and
dignity.
gentle lovemaking.
Oh,
I
that
don't-
sounds nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what Andrew Tate's probably doing in Romania right now. No?
Is he in jail?
You didn't know that? He went to jail in like December sometime.
Well, I thought he got off all of that and was out.
No, I'm pretty sure he and his brother are still in. I mean,
Oh, okay.
what's today?
I
March
don't really follow Andrew
16th?
Tate because,
He's too good for you. I get it.
I
Uh,
I don't really have to explain.
I've watched his videos. I understand the appeal. I know that you're probably
Mhm.
scared that you would fall in love with him, so you just don't
So
listen to him.
intimidated.
Yeah. I found out he had a university called Hustlers University. People paid to
Hmm.
learn how to be him.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
genius. Way to market
That's how he
yourself,
made a
bro.
lot of money. That's
I-
how a lot of people make money right now is they come up with a course and they fucking sell the shit out of these courses, like how to be a millionaire. And they're making their money from selling you this course, how to make money.
Hmm.
And it's just kind of
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever pay for that. Would you ever pay for that?
no.
I remember one time when I was living in Kelowna, I was looking for a job, and there was an advertisement in the paper for a representative for Coca Cola Schweppes Canada, and I was like, huh.
Mhm.
It says you need a background in restaurants management. I was like, oh, I got those things. I'll go for this meeting. And I called the number and they set up a date and time, and I showed up. And when I showed up at the hotel, it wasn't in like one of the rooms where they were doing interviews. It was in the conference room, and there was about 150 people in there. And
Oh,
yeah, there's you just sit down, and I'm looking around, and there's a girl I knew, so I sat next to her, and she's like, "Hey, you here for the representative job?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I think everybody here is for that." And I'm looking around, I was like, "There are so many people in here." And these two people came to the front, and they put this tabletop pop dispenser, like a soda stream, on the counter in front
mhm.
of us, on the table in front of us. And they said, "All right, so here's what we want you guys to do. We want you to sell these to people. So, people have a home bar, or you work at a restaurant and they need a pop machine." I'm like, "But restaurants all have their pop machines. Why would they, like, they have them directly from Coca Cola? Why would they buy yours?" But they essentially, it was like fucking Avon or Tupperware. They wanted us to
Yeah, an
buy the machine.
MLM.
They wanted us to buy the machine from them and then go door to door trying to sell these machines after
Hmm.
we could only be considered a representative if we purchased the machine from them.
Yeah,
So yeah, about 15 minutes into the
crazy.
presentation, I went to the bathroom and I never came back, and I was like, I wonder how many people in this room are going to fall for it and buy the $1,300 soda machine.
Oh
It,
yeah, but there's probably quite a few. Like these types of businesses are still going on today.
well, it must be enough people to buy it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have rented out the conference room, right?
Yeah.
So they pay to rent the conference room. They probably only need like three people to buy it to pay for the conference room and get themselves
Hmm.
pay for the day. It just seems fucking crazy. It's like Amway. You know what I mean? Like, well, sell to people below
Hmm.
you, and then those people sell, and you get a cut from their sales. I'm like, how many
Yeah.
fucking people do you think need their own pop dispenser at their house? I've never seen one at anyone's house. It would be awesome to have,
Yeah.
but it still seems pretty fucking stupid
Huh, I never knew that fact about you.
that I wanted to be a Coca Cola Schweppes
Representative.
representative. Maybe it was
Yeah.
Pepsi Schweppes. I don't remember. Who owns Schweppes? I don't know.
That's ginger ale, isn't it?
Ginger ale, yeah, but
Schweppes is
somebody
ginger ale. Oh yeah.
bottles it. It goes through a bottling plant, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
either
Yeah,
Pepsi or
yeah.
Coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to be that person, and apparently,
So did a lot of other people.
yep. I mean, but that girl that I knew, she left as well. She's like,
Oh
"Fuck
yeah.
that! I'm not gonna give them $1,300 and go home with a pop machine."
Yeah, that I'll be stuck with.
Yeah, and then I have to sell to. I don't know. Pretty fucked up.
Hmm.
I don't even know where
Yeah,
that's
those
where.
types of businesses are very they're kind of close to Ponzi schemes.
So where did that come from? I don't even know what we were talking about the 90s, but all of a sudden I was
Holy,
talking
I don't
about
know. The 90s. Right.
self.
Right.
Well, I mean
Do you
that
remember
happened.
only having a landline
Yes. Other than my pager, obviously, right?
other than the pager and having the strong urge to call Miss Cleo whenever her commercials aired? Do you remember
Yeah.
those?
I've always wanted to call those numbers and I never did.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a few that pick up the phone. What was that one? It was late at night. It was probably a sex line or something. Pick up the phone. That's all I remember from it.
I remember one guy that was like, it's private, confidential, one-on-one, and discreet. And he would just talk about dating. It was like a dude that taught you how to
Mhm.
be a player.
Oh,
So
so
yeah,
he wasn't trying to like pick up girls or
no, no, no.
whatever, talk to girls.
He was on his boat and he was with all these women and he was driving fancy cars and he was like throwing money on the ground and he was like, "You want to be like me? Call this number now. It's private, confidential, one-on-one, and discreet." Uh, I should probably
I bet
Google
you
that
he
shit.
has a course now.
Yeah, or he's in jail. Maybe it's Andrew Tate. Who knows?
Ooh. And like you had to use a payphone when you were out
Yep.
to make calls. Now, I don't think there's such a thing as a payphone anywhere.
That's hard to find. I can't
Do
remember the last time I
payphones
saw
still
one.
exist?
Yeah, I can't remember
But
the last time.
if you were really bougie, You had a cell phone the size of a brick and it weighed 2 pounds.
It doesn't fit in your pocket. It has to fit in your purse.
No, yeah. Or you leave it in the car because it's too big to carry in your coat pocket.
That's nuts. Hmm. Man,
Yeah,
we've
and
come.
then cell phones got really, really, really small. They were those ones flip phones, and they were like the size of a pebble.
Like my
And then now they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
touch screens, right? And you want to watch videos on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I remember my little Motorola flip phone, and you had to pull
Yeah.
the antenna
I
up
had a
on it.
Samsung.
Did you have to pull the
Yeah.
antenna up?
There was no antenna.
No,
It was just a little skinny one,
I had a little antenna
like one of the
on my
first
first
flip
one.
phones that they had.
I could never go back to that. Can you imagine?
I think I had a bean phone. I think that's what it was called. It basically looked like a cordless telephone. That was my first cell phone. Just had the little screen on it and then the keypad. And I think it had an antenna. Yeah.
It would be awesome if the new phones, if you wanted to, you could switch it to rotary. So the touch screen, when you go to call someone, instead of being like the sequencing of the digits, is actually a rotary, and you actually have to hit the button and go all the way around. That would be awesome, right?
You have the best ideas.
It would be fucking hilarious to have that as an app, and it actually makes the
Yeah, yeah,
noise.
that would be good.
It makes the noise as you're doing the rotary dial.
Yeah, that I don't even know how it goes.
It's ching, some sort of ching changy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not a vocal expert. Sorry.
That sounded good.
Ah,
Sounded good. It
thanks.
brought me back.
Yeah, I need to practice just a little bit.
Mm, yeah.
I'm I mean, I still have a landline at work. I don't have one at my house.
My mom, I think she was one of the last people to have a landline, and she got it transferred to a cell phone, like the number transferred to a cell phone.
The only reason I kept my landline for as long as I did is that my house alarm was running through the landline,
Uh, yeah,
and they weren't
right.
upgrading to any wireless or like DSL cable. So I just went
Mm,
with another company and then canceled the landline.
mhm. Yeah, smart.
But yeah, I had a landline up until like, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago,
Oh, really? Wow.
because of my house alarm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, maybe five. Yeah. Still, I mean, I should have got rid of it fucking years before that.
Yeah, because you have to have it like hooked up to a phone number still, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to still have a phone number.
Yeah, I had to have a phone number. And since I was paying for the phone number, I may as well have had a phone.
Yeah.
It's weird, like your cell phone is on you, and I guarantee you spend less time on your phone talking than you did with a landline that wasn't anywhere near you.
Hmm.
I fucking hate when
Yeah.
people call me.
I mostly text.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I usually have a lot of shit I need to do or should be doing, or I'm too up in my head or something. I don't like to just sit and talk on the phone. And I can't see the other person. I can't see their expression. I can't, there's a lot that's missing from a conversation when you're
Yeah.
talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Although there's a hell of a lot more missing when you're just texting. But I like to text to get together in
Yeah, there's only
person.
so many emojis you can use to get your point across. People still don't understand what you're saying, whether or
Mhm.
not you're being angry or whatever. You know, caps lock, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, well, they're going to perceive it for the way that they're feeling inside, right?
Oh shit,
So if
I don't.
they're insecure by it, they're going to feel like it's an attack.
Wait, you said feelings inside?
Yeah, the
Feelings.
feelings inside that most people have.
Okay. All right.
Most people have
Yeah,
feelings. I
I
don't know
don't
how to
understand.
describe feelings to you.
Yeah.
How do you describe feelings?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've heard the word.
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard people say,
just
"Hey, stop
these
that.
it's
You're hurting my feelings." And I'm like, "Oh, eh,
it's
well,
things inside of you that cause you to act certain ways and behave certain ways.
hmm. I'm gonna take your word for
I
it.
don't know how to. Yeah. It's good. It's good to have feelings.
Hmm. I'm take your word for it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't know. So like when my kid is crying, I'm supposed to feel for her.
You're supposed to find out what's wrong and how you can help
Oh,
because they are struggling at the moment.
I tell her to
They're
man up
struggling.
and then I walk away. That's bad
Mm.
parenting?
I think that's old-fashioned parenting.
Tough love,
Like
man.
it just doesn't fucking work anymore.
Hmm. Well,
You
that's
know.
good to know. Shit. No wonder she hates me.
That's doubtful. She still comes like when it's your turn, right? She comes to your house.
All the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh well.
When they start fighting to stay at the other parent's place, that's when you have to kind of wonder, maybe they hate me. I
Ever
don't know.
gone through that? Or do they fight to
Um,
stay at your
mm,
place?
I don't know. Nah, it kind of comes and goes. It depends. Like recently, my daughters wanted to hang out with me more because she's a teenager and I'm a girl and I understand girl things. And she's, just a new teenager. So a lot of things are new.
Hmm.
Dad doesn't understand the same way, kind of thing. So, and then my son, like, he likes to stay at his dad's because there's better internet and they go do boy things and whatever.
Boy things.
Yeah, like fishing and to the
Oh man,
gym and I don't know, like,
manly
well,
stuff.
things that their dad likes to do. That's
Hmm.
stuff that their dad likes to do. I don't like to generalize like or make things about gender. There are no man things and girl things.
Thank God.
It's for everyone. I just meant that it's things in particular that he's interested in that I'm not.
And your kid found interest in those things.
Yeah, they have shared interest, and me and my daughter have shared interests.
Nice.
But then sometimes it switches, like the kids go through phases. So
Well, I'm looking forward to that, I guess. Have an expectation and then it
teenagers.
just like completely changes. Fantastic.
Oh,
Be-
yeah, and it can change like day to day.
hmm. And
Hormones, once the hormones start pumping in their body, you just never know what's going to happen.
perfect. Perfect.
What were we talking about before that?
Um, Cartoons, Discman, MTV, reality TV, pagers, cell phones, uh, flannel, neon, landlines. Uh, I don't know.
What about grunge music? Do you remember
Grunge.
grunge music just peaked, not peaked, but it gained popularity in the early 90s
I'm in. I'm in.
and hip hop.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything but country. If you could like remove country music from all music, I don't think it would affect many people. You know?
I'm sure there's people that just they're all about country music.
But if those people cease to exist, if country music ceased to exist, do you think the world would be a better place or a worse place?
I think it would be a worse place.
Hmm. You're very
You need those
optimistic.
you need those stories. And I mean, they're country. They're the ones that are doing the farming.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess so. I'm just thinking
You got to think things through to the end.
if you had to
Think about the
remove,
consequences to the end.
think about it. You
You
have
can
to,
just remove the music,
okay, but
not the
keep the people.
people. There's nothing wrong with the people. They like other kind of music too. Let's not bring the people into it.
Do they?
Just the music.
How many country loving
Some do.
people, how many country loving people do you think love more than just country? So they're going to go to a Garth Brooks concert, and then the next week they're going to go see Slayer, and after that they're going to go see Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little hard to picture, I guess.
I mean, I like all music. I mean, I mean, Shania Twain's as country as I've ever
I've been to I've been
been.
to country. I went to Jason Aldean and Terry Clark. Not to say I really enjoyed them,
Yeah.
but I still went.
I do hear that Garth Brooks puts on a show like none other. So I mean, that would be cool to watch.
Hmm. Yeah, he would. He'd have a big production.
I mean, I saw Emerson Drive and Shania Twain. Yep, that's as country as I get. That's it.
Emerson Drive is country.
I don't know. They opened for Shania Twain, so that's why I saw
Oh,
them.
okay. Gotcha.
You figure that you'd probably bring like kind of music along as your opener. Like, can you imagine Pantera coming out and Justin Bieber opens for Pantera? You're like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
Yeah.
But that being said, I saw Kanye West open for U2, so figure that one out.
Oh, wow. Was this like a long time ago?
2004, 2005.
Yeah, I guess
So
that's kind of when he was first really
yeah,
gaining
that was
popularity. He had a bit of a different sound back then, a different feel.
so yeah,
It's
that's
still a
kind
bit
of
of a
cool.
stretch, just knowing who he is now, that time blindness thing. We know how he is now. So,
I think it'd be kind of neat to go to a show that you want to watch and the opener isn't the same type of music. Give you a little genre shift, maybe open up your eyes to
mhm,
something you wouldn't normally listen to.
some diversity.
But then again, I don't think they really pick who they want. I'm sure the record label says, "Hey, these people have an album coming out and nobody knows them yet, so they're your opener." And
Mhm.
you're like, "All right, cool,
Yeah.
thanks." I mean, you should
Yeah, I
pick
don't
your
know how
opener.
all that works.
Neither do I, but I'm assuming the artists don't really have a lot of control. They probably have like a group to pick from. They're like, "Hey, these are the four people that the record company says are going to tour with you. You know, pick the
Well, can
one."
you imagine though? They'd have their friends opening for them or whatever, Oh, he wants to put out an album. He's going to be my opener. Well, he sucks ass or
Yeah.
whatever. It all has to fit the vision.
Well, I mean, the Backstreet Boys had their like little brothers. Like fucking Nick Carter opened for, or no, sorry, Aaron Carter opened for the Backstreet Boys,
I think he
and
was a part of the label though. Like he
and
was
and
signed to a label or whatever.
Marky Mark opened up for the New Kids on the Block.
Oh, wow. I forgot he did music. Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark. Mark Wahlberg does not do music.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's a different persona.
Marky Mark. Now that dude, he's a rapper.
Hmm. Well, why don't we wrap this up?
All right,
Talk about near the end of the 90s. Do you remember gearing up for Y2K?
I do. People losing their shit about their computers. Airplanes
Yeah,
were
the
scared to be in the air.
computers. Yeah, traffic lights, like they were going off, like power was shutting down. We were going to starve to death. There was going to be an apocalypse. It was the end of the world.
And all I could think of was listening to the Will Smith song, Millennium. That's it. That's all I cared about. But yeah, no, I remember people
Yeah,
losing
they
their
were
fucking
worried
mind.
about the banks, about the stock market crashing. There was something about all the computers would think it was like
1900?
1900,
Yeah.
not 2000. Yeah, it was just wild,
Do you think any of that
wild.
actually happened? Or do you think we were
No,
worried for
none of it.
nothing?
None of it happened. Absolutely nothing happened.
Well, that you know of.
It's, but you think you would have heard something. I'm
Yeah,
sure some people's power went out
but back then you
randomly
didn't hear
or
a lot,
whatever.
right? Internet was
Oh,
young
that's
back then.
true. That's true.
That stuff is all kept in
Yeah.
secret. I'm sure there were older computer systems that were like, yeah, we're not going to do this Y2K thing. Like it is not going to fly with, whatever
Do
system they had.
you remember what you were doing when it turned 2000?
I'm pretty sure I was at home in Abbotsford at the apartment I lived at with my wife. I want to say that.
Waiting for the power to go out and
I think
your
honestly,
TV show to end.
I think my friend, I think I was drinking with my friend Jeff and my friend Jeremy. I'm pretty sure of it. I mean, when I say I'm pretty sure, I do remember getting drunk with Jeremy and Jeff, and I want to
Mhm.
associate it with that night because I didn't think it was a big deal,
Oh, okay.
right? It
Yeah,
wasn't.
me neither. I was at a big bonfire. It was a great night. We had so much fun. Then we went 4x4ing and had a blast and didn't really care if there was power or what was going on because we were outside and
Was it cold?
hanging out.
Were you living in the prairies at the time?
Yeah, yeah. It was a big, huge bonfire. Like I'm talking huge. It was huge.
Well,
So
I
it was
don't
not cold. No.
like the size of 4 F-150s bonfire or
Yeah,
like someone's
yeah,
house
yeah.
bonfire.
Like someone's house bonfire size. Like a small house.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Mm. That's way cooler of a memory than me saying, I'm pretty sure I was with my two friends.
I,
I think
I I
I would
remember
bet on it.
getting drunk.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So
Yeah.
so that
Yeah. So,
that was my 90s.
well, the 90s were great. There were a lot of awesome things that happened. Technology really took off in the 90s, and I'm thankful for it. I
For this
like the connection
Oh
for
fuck yeah, technology
technology.
rules.
Yeah.
My life is so much easier with it.
Yeah. Well, look at us right now.
I do. I'm looking at us. Yeah. We look awesome.
Yeah. This is made possible because of technology.
Sure the fuck is.
I know it's so fucking awesome.
It is. Well, it's probably about that time to say peace out to the know-it-alls that are listening.
Listening to us say, I don't know a lot. You sure say I don't know a lot.
I challenge myself to learn. Okay. All right. Are you
Yeah.
okay with that?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm on board. I love
Mm.
learning shit. That's what I do in my spare time.
All right. Time to learn. Know-it-alls. Peace out.
Peace out.
We got 1 minute.
Do you want to do more or do
I
you have to
I gotta
go?
go pick up my kid. 7:51. I gotta pick up at 8. So let's do a quick wrap up. You go.
Wrap up. I'm not gonna wrapping up.
Hmm.
I just want to keep going.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know how to end this then,
Well, I mean,
because I was just kind of in the middle of a list.
okay.
Like,
Um,
if you cut it off before the things we experienced as teenagers, you
you
know
want me
what
to
I mean?
you want me to end it when?
Like, if you end it before we start the list of things you experienced as a teenager, maybe. I don't know.
We could hold on to that
Anyway,
list.
the 90s, yeah. Well, I have quite a bit more on the 90s. If you want to record more another night, or you
Yep.
need something for Sunday.
No, I don't need anything for Sunday. I'll do it the next week. Oh yeah.
Like we can finish up another night.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab my kid.
Yeah.
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 I'm good tomorrow night if you are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Yeah, after 6 tomorrow night.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
no science fair. Fuck that.
No science fair.
It's private, confidential, one-on-one, and discreet. 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 It's private, confidential, one-on-one, and discreet.